Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy, YT. Wake 'em up. Back at it again with another video. This one right here is about Hollywood, sending people right back to the hood. Listen, to keep it real, a lot of people in Hollywood not getting paid what you think. A lot of people are broke, have went broke. Their royalties really not paying out like you would think. A lot of people might look at these celebrities like they got it going on, but really they just trying to maintain and make enough to be able to afford their home. But at the same time, they just chasing work and they're still in the rat race. Believe it or not. It's going to be quite a few popular names throughout this video. Names that y'all should know. Before we get into it, I need everybody to thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. If you're brand new, make sure you smash that subscribe button so you can join the family. Appreciate you. And ring that bell so you can be notified exactly when I post, man. Let's get right into it.
I want to get rid of the unions. SAG has done nothing. Check this out. I made $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. And then on top of it, what Paramount did, instead of putting my name as Terrence Howard performing the songs, they put performed by DJ. Well, they own DJ. So guess what? The performance royalties went to Paramount. They went,
Wait a minute. They didn't go to Terrence Howard. They went to
$12,000. That's all I ever made from Hustle and Flow. Everything else went right back into Paramount. So now I got to sue Paramount or send them a letter.
Are you serious?
I got to send them a letter to say, hey, you guys owe me about 20 years worth of residuals and performance royalties. But I didn't know. I was just trying to pay my rent then. I made $6,000 doing Crash. Crash didn't.
I remember the movie Crash. Yes, that's right. That's right.
The business don't pay actors anything. That's why the strike is going on. Actors are struggling.
As you and I were kind of joking earlier, it's hard out here for a pimp.
Yeah, it is hard unless you do it right.
You know it's hard out here for a pimp when he trying to get this money for the rent. Man, that statement became realer. Just after watching this, that statement more real than ever. This man say he only made 12 bands, 12,000 from Hustle and Flow. I thought he was, man, I remember people playing that song, Whoop That Trick. I remember all of that. I remember that whole era. We thought he was really up. We thought he was rich off that one. That was the film that really put me hip to Terrence Howard. Then he say off Crash, he only made 6,000. We talking about 2 films and he didn't even touch $20,000. That's sad. This industry be playing everybody.
That special, that time, was probably the most difficult time of my career. I was broke. By broke, guys, I mean like I bounced checks flying my family out to New York to tape I'm a Grown Little Man. In purchasing my flights, in purchasing my hotel, I wrote checks for everything. And my hope was that the checks wouldn't be processed until the Monday or the Tuesday, which would still give me maybe a couple of days of wiggle room to figure it out. And if I didn't figure it out, then it would bounce and it would be what it was. I would have the negative balance and the moment.
I need y'all to understand that not all child stars are rich. Not all of us are balling. The leads of the cast, they get the big money checks. The supporting cast, like myself, we don't get that. That's why we're striking. Okay? I'm asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. You have no idea how hard it is. We just came out of COVID and now we're going into a strike. I used my 401k, my nest egg, my savings to survive COVID. I don't know what money y'all think I have. Or I'm saving up something. No. Okay? Between family members stealing from me or doing a show where they didn't pay me, or now I'm fighting for residuals because executives don't want to give me a dime. I'm asking for a livable wage. I'm asking for health insurance. I got responsibilities and things that I got to take care of. We got back to school coming. I got to put my son in a private school. Private, oh, you ain't got to do that. You can put him in public school. I can't put him in public school because when I did, they was picking on him because of me. The parents were jealous because I was on TV and famous, and they told their kids to pick on my kid. So I had to take him out and put him in a decent school. I'm tired. I don't own a home. I barely own my car. So I don't know what money y'all think I have, but I don't. I have a job. I got two. So don't sit there and go, oh, well, why don't you just go get a job? I got a job. I got a job. I don't make enough money to qualify for SAG health insurance, but I make too much money to qualify for assistance, but not enough money to pay for whatever procedures I need out of pocket. This is why I strike.
Y'all might be looking like, that face look familiar, but I can't pinpoint exactly what her name is. Her name is Giovanni Samuels. She was on All That. Remember the show? All That. That used to be my favorite show. I'm not gonna lie to you. Growing up, when that first aired, I used to love that show. That was like a more PG-13 version of In Living Color. To me, that was similar to that show. Like a more kid-friendly version. But as y'all see, these people got the same struggles. They no different than you or me. In actuality, it's really worse for them because they're famous. So that's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that the whole world knows you and they think that you rich, but in reality, you far from it. You struggling. You struggling more than people working a normal 9 to 5. Out here just chasing. Can't land no roles, no nothing. You know, the film industry, just like the music industry. In the music industry, you only as big as your last hit. In the film industry, it's the same way. You are only as big as your last film. And a lot of these childhood stars really can't get roles no more. People look at them like a childhood star. They don't look at them like adults. So it really be hard for them to land roles and recreate and reinvent themselves.
The entertainment industry is seriously broken.
My name's Matt Hogan. I'm a former executive producer. So many of my mentors and my friends and collaborators are working less to the point where they're not working at all. We're just people trying to make a living, and it's getting really hard to do that.
I'm Jen. I am a former editor. I am definitely financially struggling. I may lose my house, and it's really scary, so I really need help and a job.
I'm Marcia, producer and casting director. The last show I worked on was Generation Gap. We're just trying to keep our kids fed at this point. Keep our house, keep our cars, get food on the table.
My name is Wilfredo Hernandez. I used to be a television editor, and I am being forced to move out of my house because I'm not going to be able to afford the mortgage anymore. So let's try and make this very aware that we're all going through this to see if we can bring some change.
My name is Steve Mellon. I'm a reality television editor. Worked on shows like The Amazing Race and Undercover Boss. There just isn't any work out there. My wife Stephanie has not worked as a post-production supervisor. She's working doing Instacart runs.
Big bills come with what we do. We don't do this alone. The fact that we're up, there's a whole entire team behind us. Yes. They have to get paid. So when you hear someone saying, oh, such and such made $10 million, no, that's not, that didn't make it to their account. Know that off the top, Uncle Sam is getting 50%. That's right. Okay? So do the math. Now we have $5 million. Your team is getting 30% or whatever your team is off of what you grossed, sometimes not more. After what Uncle Sam took. Now do the math.
Now this is where that saying, it's not about what you make, it's about what you keep, come into play. On paper, it look good. You making a lot, but you're not keeping a lot. And what you keep, that's really all that matters. It ain't about what you make. It's about how much actually is touching your bank account.
We get a lot of money up front sometimes, depending on, where you are in your career. So you get this money up front, but you're only good as your last project. So your value to the bottom line when you're dealing with networks or studios is like, how valuable are you? And sometimes if you're not that valuable anymore, you're not bringing in the money. But what happens is there's a lot of money going out of the door, right? So you get this money, and if you hit a time in your career where the money is not, sustainable, it's not really coming in, but everything is going out the door. So you, as you mentioned, you got agents, you got managers, You got financial people that you have to pay. You have lawyers you have to pay, right? You have, let's say, if you have a team, pardon me, for like publicity and all that stuff, and all the things that come with creating an entity or creating a commodity as an artist. So it's a lot of money that's going out, and let's not forget the government. Like the gangsters, you know what I'm saying? You know, the silent partner. Yeah, man, the silent partner. You know, if you don't do it, they stick you up, right?
They come and look.
They come to knock at that door.
The first domino in Hollywood has fallen. Ron Studios, the studios behind The Joker with Warner Bros., The Idol again with Warner Bros., and The Mole has filed for bankruptcy. On average, by the way, studios are losing hundreds of thousands of dollars every month production's halted.
Do you hear that? The death knell of cinema? Lionsgate, having the year from hell, is trying to save their skin by cutting a deal with AI studio Runway. Runway is going to make a generative AI model specifically tailored to Lionsgate's content. They claim this partnership will help filmmakers with pre- and post-production, enhancing creativity and efficiency, but even a third grader can tell you this is just a way for Lionsgate to cut costs. This is the first major Hollywood studio to partner with an AI firm, and sadly, it won't be the last. This is really like letting the wolf into the henhouse. How did we get here? Maybe it's because Lionsgate's been doing a generally awful job at making movies this year. Let's run through some of the lowlights, shall we? Boy Kills World, flop. The Crow, big flop. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare, flop. The biggest flop of them all, Borderlands, cost $120 million to make. It's only made $30 million worldwide. Let's definitely not forget Megaflopolis, Francis Ford Coppola's new $120 million film that is on track to make just $4 to $8 million in its opening weekend next weekend.
How much money would you make on a season in Drake and Josh back then?
So I would say we made 60 episodes, and the median sort of price over the 4 seasons was $15,000 an episode.
Oh, pretty good back then. And residuals.
No residuals. No residuals on kids' TV.
I get residuals from Drake and Josh.
I don't.
What?
Yo, that's real crazy. I don't even know who that interview guy is, but I know who Josh is from the Drake and Josh show. That's him. The interview dude say, hey, I'm getting royalties. I'm getting residuals. Josh say, I'm not. Those contracts are crazy. They really manipulated those kids, took advantage of those kids. They made them famous, but they're not getting any royalties off of their work. That's like a 360 deal. In the music industry, they got 360 deals. You get famous, but you really don't make that much. Same thing with the film industry. That's basically a 360. They blew him up, everybody know him, but he not making no residuals off of none of that work. So every time the show play, he not getting paid. I would have never known.
Residual checks. And so this is not been opened. I'll just open it right now and see. It's like a mystery pack. This one, I guess, is a better one. This is from a show called Justified. Justified was a show I did, and here's a residual check for, it's $123. So that's respectable. That's some gas money, I guess. Now, here is another residual check from a show called The Shield. $39. It's $39. So, I mean, I guess you could get some popcorn or something. Okay, so this is a show called Bones, $49. This is the show Backstrom. So this is a show that I was a series regular on. This is a show that I was on the entire time. This is all of the episodes. You see that? All of the episodes. $59. Wow. $59.
I don't think that normal people know that the film industry is dying. If you're really into film or you work inside the film industry, I think you know this. I don't work in the industry. I've done some marketing for a few films. I just know a lot of people that are in the industry, and this is just based on the things that they've told me. And also, I think generally the vibe, because there's just less money being given out. The indie production company is not really a thing anymore. There used to be many more. There also used to be way more indie theaters. Basically, Netflix led the way for streamers to start pumping entirely too much money and overinflating the cost of making any kind of project. They put the indie production companies out of business. And now there's just a glut of content, and a ton of it is really, really bad. And the thing is, there's a bunch of speculative money that's pumped into all of this, right? They're trying to make their money back. So basically you have no true small production companies anymore. You have a bunch of garbage being pumped out that these companies are losing money on. And they used to be able to kind of borrow unlimited money because the interest rates were so low. You know, there's always a way to fix stuff. There probably is. But like undoubtedly a combination of greed and, you know, giant companies coming in and flooding the market and monopolizing is destroying the industry.
Sadly, it is not just post-production that is a graveyard right now. It is most of the jobs in Hollywood. I was actually at a barbecue recently for someone's birthday, and this was like a very film industry heavy party. And I got to talk to quite a few people and ask them straight up like, hey, how are things for you right now? I met and spoke to an indie filmmaker that makes films that I really enjoy. It was really cool to meet him. But even someone who makes films on a much smaller level, it does not sound like the financing is all there right now. This is someone who has made maybe 3 or 4 pretty awesome little indies with big actors. And it's funny, I was talking to him and I was like, wait, like after the strikes, everybody was saying we're going to have this indie revolution, right? Like the studios are crumbling and it's all going to be about small films with smaller budgets. And he was like, dude, I don't know what's going on right now. I don't know if I can do this a year from now, but even the films that I'm making on a smaller level can't get the money. I also spoke to an actor, kind of a famous actor who was very, very nice. And he's coming off a Marvel movie. And I was like, what are you doing next? And he was like, I got nothing lined up right now. It's fucking quiet. And that shook me to my core. I would say in general, compared to 6 months ago, right? Like things have definitely picked up a little bit, but not as much of a bit as we wanted. This annoying thing that everyone was saying, survive until 25, I'm starting to think more and more that might be true, that it truly might be maybe deep into 25 until we really have a bustling, culture surrounding Hollywood again. I also just had a meeting with a producer that I'm collaborating with on something yesterday. And this is someone who is a very prolific comedy producer who has produced many comedy films, and he has more coming out. He was a studio exec, really amazing guy. And he was like, honestly, I have to just not think about it because it's scary right now how silent it is. But look, this is like the most unstable career of all time, right? This is why we wanted to work in Hollywood. It's great.
I'm going to tell you something. I knew the film industry was dying when Tubi came out. I mean, my friend put me hip to Tubi, right? I just thought it was this bootleg website to watch films on. Never really went on there. Couple years passed by, like probably 5 years went by since then, right? Now I'm seeing household names in Tubi movies. Low budget production. Terrible audio. Decent camera work, not the best. But I'm seeing top industry names in some of these films. I'm like, oh yeah, the film industry is struggling. They have to get into Tubi films. Now, let me just put this one little disclaimer right here. As a small independent film creator, you can get paid great on Tubi if your movie streams a lot in comparison to Netflix. That's what I heard from somebody that's a millionaire from Tubi, but he's a film producer. The actors, I don't know how much they make, but that's just like a step down from Netflix. That's all I'm saying. That's a step down from being in theaters. That's all I'm saying. So when I saw that, and I'm seeing it more and more, that just shows the state of the film industry. It's dying out.
It's dark and demonic energy that this industry was built on, and people manipulate young women, they manipulate kids, and at the end of the day it's all for the dollar and all to feed their ego. So I've seen some shit where you be like, that's just not right. Like that person shouldn't be talking to that person shouldn't be in the room with that person alone. When you're in this position to change people's lives, and you hold the keys to what they consider success, you see a different aspect of the person. People will do anything to achieve their goals, and then people will manipulate and misuse that energy to get what they want.
So this is what I feel like. We're emerging as a people. All negativity is dying out, it's been exposed, and it's coming to light. So we seen the music industry be on top for all of these years. We seen these celebrities on top for all of these years. We seen these actors be on top for all of these years, winning awards, having buku money. Just living a dream life, right? Everybody wanted to live like a rapper or an actor. A lot of people looked up to them. Now we're seeing the decline of their careers because it's ending, y'all. Babylon is falling, as well as these demonic systems are falling, right? Everything don't last forever. All empires eventually crumble. And this is what we're seeing right now. We're seeing the film industry crumble and the music industry crumble, just at the same time that America, aka modern Babylon, is crumbling. So now people that were on top will no longer be on top no more. And there will be new people that come out on top. And that's the chosen people from the 12 tribes of Yashrael, or Israel, as they say. But that's for another discussion. I appreciate y'all watching to the end of this video, man. Make sure you share this video out. It's people that's stealing my videos. Like, they literally taking my videos, my thumbnails, the whole nine. But they can't commentate and break it down like your boy. I'm gonna just say that. But I appreciate y'all watching, man. Y'all been supporting me like crazy. Let's get this video out there. Let's have this one go viral. And drop a comment below letting me know what you think of this one, man. What you think about the fall of the film industry. And if you know somebody in it or you're a part of it, comment below as well. Because I know a lot of people be watching these videos. I want to hear everybody input. Appreciate y'all. It's YT Wake 'em Up. Shalom, y'all.